is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, calling from the quarantine zone again, and this time we are here with Anxela of Bala. Thank you so much for being here today. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. The new album Maleza is absolutely beautiful. I really enjoyed listening to this album. What was like the thought process behind the making of this album? How did this album sort of see the light of day?
Well, thank you for your kind words, first of all. Yeah, the album was recorded in 2019, so it was before pandemic, and we worked hard in this album. We made this kind of pre-production. We have never done that before, and we dedicated the whole year to rehearse and to create this new album. We didn't play live in 2019 because we wanted to focus on the album. So yeah, we started to work on it, and it was really a really great process because it's I don't know, everything flows really well when we are creating songs. It's like a fast and a great process, and it was really cool. It was fast, actually.
Being that you were working on this music since 2019, is what we're hearing on this album like how these songs were originally written, or did these songs like change a lot over the course of 2 years?
They didn't change at all. No, it was the album as we created it almost 2 years ago. And yeah, we were waiting for the perfect moment, of course, because last year we thought it didn't make sense to release the album if we couldn't play live. So we were waiting, but we didn't change it because, it's a never-ending process. If you start to make changes, probably you never end. And we were happy with the result. So we said, okay, this is how it is. And we just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like the more you change things, like the more like you get lost, and they call it like the rabbit hole. So you can't. It's
That's
best
it.
to just stick with your gut instinct.
Hmm. That's it.
And that's what I've noticed like with this whole album. Like it's very raw and it's very organic. Like I just feel like every song leads up to another. Was there like a vision that you had before the making of this album on what you wanted it to sound like, or was there a lot of experimentation and a lot of trial and error?
Um, the studio where we recorded it was the same where we recorded Lume, the second album. So we were happy with that sound, and we wanted to repeat that experience, but introducing some changes. The sound is similar to Lume, but I think this one is heavier, is louder. I love how this new album sounds. To me, is the best of the three albums regarding to sound. So yeah, we wanted to introduce some new things. As I play bass in every song, I play bass doing the same that I do with the guitar. Because also when I play live, I use two amps. I use guitar amp and also bass amp. So this is similar. I do the same that I do with the guitar with the bass in this album. And also we have this collaboration, Bonnie Buitrago from Nashville Pussy. She also plays bass in three songs of the album, in Agitar, Hoy No, and X. Yes, she plays a bass in those three songs. And she does a different line, different from the guitar. So yeah, we are really happy with the sound, and also we played with the melodies, with the vocals a lot. This is something we didn't do in the previous two albums. We like to play with these different melodies with our tones, because my tone is like higher, and Violetta's tone is like I don't know, like heavier. So this, our voices, our vocals are really different, and we wanted to play with that too.
Yeah, and I've noticed that like going from Human Flesh to Lumen, like there was kind of like a distinct sound between that. Have you always taken a new approach to every album, or do you try to have a sound that ties in everything in Bala together?
Um, how do we say? We do what what we feel in each moment. Human Flesh was like an experiment because we were being playing together for like 3 months maybe, and we didn't know what we wanted to do or how we wanted to sound. We were just trying things, experimenting things. We recorded it live in the rehearsal room, so the sound is not really good, but it's what we wanted to do at that moment. But with Lube, we had some references. When we went to the studio, we said, okay, I like this album from Black Sabbath, this one, Melvin's, I don't know, some references. So yeah, we have it clear. We knew what path we wanted to follow. And now it's more clear.
It's funny you mentioned that about Human Flesh, because I consider Human Flesh almost to be a live album because it sounds like very raw and very organic. It has like that really raw old school punk vibe behind it in a way.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it's great to be a first album, but I prefer the others.
Yeah, of course, of course. You always want to feel better about every album you
Yes,
put
yes.
out. But when it comes to Bala's music, I see like a lot of different inspirations. Like I see elements of metal, but I see elements of like grunge and see elements of punk. Is it fair to say that you have multiple inspirations that influence you as an artist?
Um, it is very difficult when someone asks us, what do you do? What's your style, your kind of music? We are like, oh my God, I don't know. As you mentioned, I think there's a mix of different styles. And of course, there's a little bit of punk, stoner rock, desert rock, some hardcore, some metal. I don't know. We listen to many different kind of music, different styles, and I think Bala is like a mix up of everything we have in our heads. Yeah.
Yeah, I could I could see you do a tour with like the Distillers, but I could also see you do a tour with like Agnostic Front, and then I could see you do a tour with like a real like a heavy metal band like Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, or yeah, I could even see you do a tour with a band like Ministry or something like that.
Yeah, we love all that bands you mentioned, and also of course, as I said, Black Sabbath or Melvins or L7 or Nirvana. Bleach, the Bleach is one of our favorite albums, and I don't know, Fu Manchu also, Riot Girls, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
Caius.
It's always like a lot of people say you should always have an open mind as an artist, and you should, but like I've noticed that people who only like metal or people who only like punk could usually make an album quicker because they know exactly what they want to make. Where if you
Yeah.
have like this musical ADHD, you'll just be taking inspiration from everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. We just start to play together and see what happens. And yeah, this is what happens. And we in Maleza, I think all the songs are different from the others because one is more punk, the other is more heavier. I don't know. They are all different, and I think that's good. I like that.
Well, I think if there's anything that ties in Maleza with Lume to Human Flesh, I think if there's anything that's tying these three albums together is that they do come off very organic. Nothing seems forced in it. It seems like they very much capture a moment. So I think maybe just rawness is the overall Bala sound in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I agree with you. I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where maybe like lyrics or like a lyrical idea could help influence the sound of a song, or have you always needed music before you had lyrics written?
We normally make music before, but yeah, with this first single called Agitar, it was the opposite because it's a poem written by a woman, a Galician woman called Lua Mosquetera. She's our friend and she's a writer, and we love her books. And I was reading one of her books, and I was like, oh my God, I have to make a song with this text. And I called her, and she said, okay, for sure, go on. And I think that was the only time that happened. Normally we create the music first, and then we have many topics in our head about uh, I don't know, things we want to talk about, and we write the lyrics after the music is created.
Okay. And you like to leave the lyrics open to interpretation, or do you try to engage the listener into maybe the meaning of the song as much as the song?
We are not really explicit. Yeah, I like the people yeah, think or interpret it, whatever. We have different topics. I always say that we have like serious lyrics and other like, yeah, no, not really serious. But yeah, some of them are autobiographical for sure. I think that always happens in a way. And also for example, in Maleza, we have a song called Bessie. This is, I don't know if you know Bessie Stringfield. It was an Afro-American woman who in the 20s or 30s took her bike, her Harley Davidson, and she went all around the States. And yeah, everyone was like, oh, you can't do that, you're a woman, you're Afro-American, you can't have a bike. And she broke all the rules and she did what she wanted to do. So to me, she's a great symbol of freedom. And we wanted to make a song to her because I think this is really, really powerful. And the only lyrics on that song are ride free, Bessie, ride free, because I think it's enough.
Yeah.
What else can we say? This is the song and the message is really powerful. So we didn't want to write more lyrics. So yeah, this is something we do sometimes. We have the idea and we write some lyrics, but we don't really go deeper.
Yeah. Well, I love it when a song sometimes has repetitive lyrics. Like, I think one of the strongest punk songs ever is All Bondage Up Yours by X-Ray Specs. Like, I feel like that song just, no matter how you interpret it or anything, just the repetitive lyrics on there just are, they will be burnt in the frontal lobe of your mind whether you love that song or absolutely hate it. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, I agree, and that song is amazing.
yeah.
And I think it's enough. Yeah.
It's funny too because when I first heard that song, I actually hated it. I thought it was very like annoying when I first heard it, but then it was burnt in the frontal lobe of my mind, and like I couldn't get it out of my head. And I said, "Oh shit, I think I actually love this song now." So
Yeah.
it works both ways. And being that Bala is a two-piece band, do you almost feel that you both need to kind of be in the same headspace when you're songwriting, just so you know how to write the songs together, or do you both like maybe work separately at first and then present each other with your ideas?
We have both ways. I have to say that it's incredible because we had some other bands before Bala and we played with other people. And what happens to us is amazing. Never happened it before to me in my bands or to Violeta in her bands. It's like if I knew what she's thinking, and it's like if her knew what I am thinking. It's incredible. Yes, and we normally start to play in the rehearsal room and see what happens, like improvising and trying new stuff. But sometimes one of us bring an idea. I have maybe a riff on my head or a melody, and I say, okay, we have to make a song with this la 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 la, and we start to work on that idea. But yes, this is incredible because we there's a heavy compenetration. Do you use that word in English? Yes.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know if she. Sorry. I need to find this word.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This rapport, understanding. Okay. Yep. Like if she knows, what I'm thinking and the opposite too. This is incredible. This is like a heavy understanding between the two of us. So yes, it always flows in an amazing way.
Yeah, and being that you've all played in different bands before, working with each other, I'd imagine that you both had not only just the experience, but maybe different tools under your belt that you could combine together as well, right?
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. That happens too. Yes, and I think it's great to be just two. You know, sometimes it's a problem if I say yes and she says no. It's okay. What do we do now? This is the only problem. But being two is great to write music and but also for everything else.
Yeah, and not to mention, I don't know how Slipknot is able to write an album with 9 members. So maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think the least amount of people you have, the easier it is to sort of like get things done as well. I totally understand why some bands prefer to be a 3-piece or in your case a 2-piece.
Yeah, and also to make plans or to go on tour. It's I don't know. Can you go? Yes. Okay, me too. Let's go. It's not that. Can you go? Can you go? Can you go? Can you go?
Yeah, like I don't know how Slipknot or Elevite or Trollfest or any of these bands with like 9 members can like arrange a practice or arrange studio time. Like I'm getting a massive headache just thinking about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here comes the most difficult question of the interview. Are you ready?
I think I am.
Okay. How do you know when a song is done?
Wow. Actually, yeah, it's difficult. Mm, as I told you at the beginning, you can be working on an album or on a song forever, forever. But we try to do it like, yeah, organic. As you said, yeah, this is really organic. And when we like something, we say, okay, are we okay with it? Yes, yes, I like it. Yes. And maybe we listen to it like 5 times, 10 times, and we are finally okay. Okay, yes. So I think there we say, okay, it's done. But of course, after this last year, this crazy last year, when I was in my house, I was playing the album, listening to it, and I always was like, okay, I could have done this here, and not, and I was like, okay, okay, forget about it. The album is done. We love the result, so yeah, it's ready. We try not to think about that a lot because yeah, it has to be organic and from our guts. So yeah, we don't really like to think about that a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that bala is Spanish for bullet, right, as well. And
Yeah,
I feel
that's it.
like that's what your music is. It's like as fast as a speeding bullet and it captures a moment. Like, I'm like every song on this album, and as somebody who reviews a lot of progressive doom bands where the songs are like 27 minutes, I have to say your music is a breath of fresh air. But like, I feel like if you work on something for a long time, that would hinder what I think bala is all about, and that is capturing a moment. Your music is as fast as the bullet that's in your name.
Yes, yes, that's the concept we want to show or to transmit with our music. That's why we choose that name for sure.
Awesome. And the final question I wanted to ask you is coming from I've interviewed a lot of bands from Spain, but not from your region. It's pronounced Galicia, right? That's how I say it. Yeah.
Yes, Galicia.
Yeah, and I know that like with Spain in general, like it's a complete like Spain I've noticed is a lot like America in a way where like, different regions of it are almost kind of have like different sort of like cultures or different sort of, forms of art. Like Madrid is very different from Barcelona, different from Catalonia, different from Galicia. So like is there kind of like a musical scene in your region of Spain that you are very active in, or do you prefer to play outside of where you're originally from?
Here in Galicia, okay, in Spain in general, but everyone in Spain can tell you this. In Galicia, there's an amazing underground scene. This is incredible. You can find psychedelic bands, rock bands, noise band, rock bands, of course. And this is incredible. I don't know why. This region is really different. It rains a lot here. Maybe that's one of the reasons because people don't know what to do and they start to practice. I don't know, but yes, this is an incredible underground scene here. But yes, also around Spain, I am discovering new bands all the time, and this is incredible. And we love playing here in Galicia, but also in Spain. Yeah, that thing that happens to many bands, that they are more successful outside their countries. I don't think that happens to us. Of course, we were touring and we went to Australia, Japan, the United States, Colombia, London. I don't know. We have gone on tour a lot, but we feel really comfortable and we feel really supported when we play here. And that's where we come from. We were an underground small band here, and we feel that too nowadays. When I don't know, we are like a big group of friends, all the musicians
Yeah.
from here.
It seems like it would be very easy to start a band there, right? Because of the essence of
Yes.
community. I'd imagine that every band consists of members who are in other bands already.
Exactly. Yes, yes, that's it. There are people here who play like in 5 or 6 different bands, and we know each other. Everyone knows each other, and this is really easy and fun.
Yeah. And with just the whole state of the world now, and how everything has really kind of went to shit over the last year or something, we need this underground scene. I feel like your music would be a great like I please tour in the US when everything opens back up again, because we need your style of music.
Wow, thank you very much. We are really looking forward. We need to play again. This is the stage is our favorite place in the world. We need to tour again and to play live whenever we can.
Yeah, and before we go, is there just any plans to tour, like with things, I'm knocking on wood, slowly opening up again? Is there anything that you would like to promote for Bala in a way as well?
We are now starting to have some shows, but all of them are by now around Spain and Portugal, maybe some of them in Europe. But we think the next year is going to be like the great year. So yeah, we will keep you updated in our socials. But yeah, we think we will go to probably to America and some other continents in the next year.
Yeah, come to New York City, because we're the hardcore capital of the world. We need,
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to go there. Yeah,
yeah,
I wish.
we'd love to have you here. But thank you so much, everybody. We are here with Bala. Be sure to check out the brand new album, Maleza, out now. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.